All right. So let's go ahead and jump into the interview with Kyle Shanahan, see what he has to say. Hopefully it's educational. Share the screen. Share the screen. Share the screen.
Game. Debo will be out. Kittle will be doubtful. Charvarius Ward questionable. Nick Bosa questionable. Go ahead.
Can you shed some light on the severity of Kittle's hamstring and when it happened?
Him and Charvarius, they were sore after practice, like a number of guys are. They came in Thursday morning and were still sore, and it was still today with Kittle. So that's the severity of it.
What about Bosa? What happened there?
I think it was rib. Hurt his rib in practice. Yeah.
Well, he heard it in practice. You heard it in practice.
That was yesterday's practice. That one happened.
Yes.
Now, based on what you've seen from Jacob Cowing.
I don't mean to stop the video because I know people hate that, but I just want to say there was a lot of people that was concerned that Nick Bosa hurt himself because he did hurt himself in the game against the Vikings, but he came out just fine. Kyle Shanahan, there's no injuries, but it turns out there was injuries. Like when they came back, like, hey man, actually, you know what, Kyle, I'm feeling kind of painful. A few players apparently were hurt. Debo, Kittle, etc. Bosa, practice. It wasn't because of the game. Hugh.
Now, based on what you've seen from Jacob Cowing,
do
you think he's ready for a bigger role?
Possibly. He's got more opportunities with guys down, but he'll be in the rotation there. But possibly he gets better and better each week, and still looking to see where he can fill in.
Kittle potentially out. What have you thought of Saubert's play so far?
I thought he's done a hell of a job. He stepped in well. Kittle was cramping most of the game, so he had to do a lot throughout the Minnesota game. He's been real consistent since he's been here. If he's got to do it all, he's up for the challenge, and he's shown he can help us in the passing and the run game.
All right.
What intrigued you about him when you acquired him in the first place? What did you like about him?
Just the all-around player he is. I mean, Charlie and Dwelly had been here for a while. Real solid, good players for us. Special teams, running the ball. They both have made a bunch of big-time catches, and I thought Eric was a similar player. He's done real well in special teams. He's blocked very well, and every time his number is called, he usually makes a play.
Well, when you play for who?
Go ahead.
When you've got back-to-back artificial turf games, I know you don't want to be all worried about them, but you almost have to treat that set a little differently in the middle of the season?
Not really. I mean, each turf field's different, so you don't compare them all the same. Some can be a lot worse than others, but
that's for sure.
You look more into things when you have a short week, stuff like that, when you have a lot of guys down, and you got to be careful about when you practice just because of the numbers you have out there. But back-to-back turf games never comes in my mind.
What's the plan for Talanoa? Will he have a snap count limit, or are you just going to full go?
We'll play it out as it goes. He's prepared for the game, and we'll keep an eye on him throughout it and see each series how it works out.
You will start?
Not sure yet.
When will you do?
Pre-game during the national anthem.
How many times have you asked Nick Bosa for book recommendations?
Not many. My wife follows him on whatever one of those things is, probably Instagram. And she was telling me all summer how he was reading books and stuff. And I decided one day I needed to read one. So
Kyle Shanahan's wife follows Nick Bosa on Instagram. Look, I follow all 49ers players. Okay. I follow all of them. I'm a 49ers fan. It's like my whole thing. So like, I hope you know where I'm coming from when I say this, but Nick Bosa practically posts thirst traps like on the reg. Okay. He's constantly posting shit of his abs. He's constantly posting shit of his body. I'm not trying to start anything. Okay. I'm just saying I don't think she's just looking at his Instagram, because he's got good books.
Text him and ask him which one he recommended since he'd been on top of all of them and gave me some good advice. I don't remember the name of it, but it was an audiobook. I get most of my reading done listening on car rides in and car rides home.
What kind of relationship do you have with McVay? Are you guys friends? Are you rivals? And will you talk to him on the field before the game? What kind of dialogue do you guys got?
No doubt.
Yeah, I love Sean. Sean's an awesome dude. I don't talk to really anybody before games, and I come out there late. we knock out our pregame, then I go back in and get ready for our game. So it's not really much of a social event for me before games. But Sean and I, we were friends back in the day, and I usually get to see him at owners meetings where that's where we'll hang out the most, lunch, have drinks together, stuff like that. But, when it comes to friends and stuff, it's, we work a lot, both of us, we both have families. So there's people you're friends with your whole life, but it's not like we're texting and hanging out throughout the season together, which would probably go the case with all my friends.
How well do you know Chris Shula?
I don't know Chris. I know he's been there for a while. So he's been a part of this rivalry throughout it all the different coordinator changes and everything like that. And I know a lot of guys who do know him well, got a lot of respect for him, and he's doing a good job so far. I'm sure he'll do a hell of a job throughout this year. But, just with him, he's called 2 games, so I don't think he has tendencies yet. But those are the stuff you like to work out and find out throughout the year. Lots of tape that we watch. It's the same scheme, but, everything but 2 games we're watching is Raheem from the last couple of years. It was Staley before that. So the schemes are all the same, but those tendencies and the personality you usually kind of figure out as the season goes.
Anything valuable at all from Jimmy Garoppolo, or is that stuff overblown?
I think it's way overblown. I mean, a little bit more from Michael Fleur.
I don't know why, but I took that as a slight. Oh, it's way overblown. That dude was shit. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He could tell him anything that would be an advantage for us.
Just, that started last year though. But no, not that much.
Yeah. It was 2 years ago.
All right. Thanks, guys.
It was 2 years ago, man, that he was on this team. So, yeah, I totally agree. It's overblown. There's nothing he can really give you, I guess. But then again, Kyle would change. They change their offenses like every year, because if it was the same scheme and same offense, same thing every single year, then they would get figured out, and the 49ers would never win games.